In today's fast-paced and competitive world, the difference between winners and losers is strikingly clear. It's not just about career achievements or financial success, it's about attitude, resilience, and the ability to truly enjoy life. Many people remain stuck in cycles of fear, regret, and aimlessness because of deeply ingrained losing habits. As motivational speaker Dennis Waitley once said, "Losers live in the past. Winners learn from the past and enjoy working in the present toward the future." This truth sets the stage for a powerful shift in mindset. Throughout history, philosophers, leaders, and psychologists have echoed a similar wisdom: success begins within. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." The book The Psychology of Winning builds on this timeless principle, showing us that being a winner is not about external trophies but about cultivating a lifestyle rooted in positivity, discipline, and contribution. It highlights that personal growth motivation is not optional, it's the engine of transformation. Think of it this way: your life is like a mirror. The image you hold of yourself reflects back in your daily habits, choices, and results. Winners train themselves to see possibility, while losers see only limitations. For instance, if you consistently imagine yourself as capable, focused, and resilient, your behaviors begin to align with that vision, just like an athlete who first wins in the mind before stepping onto the field. This is why the book emphasizes the power of self-image as the foundation of lasting success. But let's pause for a moment. What really holds people back from becoming winners? Is it talent, resources, or luck, or is it simply the persistence of losing habits that drain potential? The Psychology of Winning argues the latter, urging us to ask ourselves tough but necessary questions. Am I reinforcing habits that build my future, or ones that keep me stuck in regret? By adopting winning habits, we not only change our trajectory, but we also begin to experience the kind of success that uplifts those around us. At its heart, this book is both a wake-up call and a blueprint. It shows that success habits for winners aren't one-time changes but daily practices that require reinforcement. Winners aren't born, they are made, shaped by the choices they repeat. And here's the empowering truth: you have the ability to choose differently starting today. If you're ready to shift from fear to confidence, from regret to resilience, and from aimlessness to achievement, then stay tuned, because this journey is about building habits that don't just change your life but define it. About the author. Dr. Dennis Waitley is a renowned motivational speaker, consultant, and best-selling author whose work has inspired millions worldwide. With more than a dozen books to his name and over 10 million audio programs sold, he is recognized as one of the most influential voices in personal development. His other acclaimed titles include Being the Best, The Winner's Edge, and Seeds of Greatness, each offering timeless lessons on success, mindset, and human potential. Key Takeaway 1. How to unlock your unlimited potential. Think back to when you were a child. Did you ever dream of becoming a teacher, a doctor, or even an astronaut? Research shows that many of us actually grow into the very roles we once imagined in our childhood daydreams. Take Neil Armstrong, for example. Long before he took that giant leap for mankind, he dreamed of doing something important in aviation. Those early visions became the foundation for his historic journey to the moon. This isn't coincidence, it's proof of how self-image shapes destiny. As motivational thinker Dr. Dennis Waitley explains, winners are those who consciously create the picture of who they want to become, and then live into it. Science backs this up. Studies reveal that even the most effective people use less than 10% of their mental capacity, while other findings suggest the creative power of the human brain is virtually infinite. That means the gap between mediocrity and mastery isn't talent, it's mindset. Personal growth and success psychology both begin in the mind. Imagine your brain as a limitless reservoir, waiting for you to tap into it. Winners aren't born with perfect circumstances, they create the right conditions by aligning mental strength, environment, and physical energy. For instance, O.J. Simpson, once a sickly child growing up on the streets, defied the odds through determination and became a football legend. Doesn't this raise a question? If greatness can grow out of adversity, what untapped greatness could be waiting inside you? Think of your self-image as a mirror. If you project strength, confidence, and positivity into it, you'll reflect those same qualities back into the world. Winners practice this daily, knowing that the mind influences the body far more than most realize. Just as an athlete trains their muscles, a winner trains their attitude. What would happen if you began to consciously rehearse the image of who you want to become, not once in a while, but every single day? Here's the empowering truth: everybody can be a winner, and the process begins in your mind. Whether your dream is to build wealth, impact lives, or simply live with joy, it all starts by reshaping your self-image and developing winning habits. As Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So start today. Visualize your best self, step into it, and keep practicing until it becomes reality. And if this resonates with you, stay tuned for the next chapter, because your winning journey is just beginning. Key takeaway 2. Unlocking the unlimited power of your mind. Did you know that many people end up living out the very dreams they had as children? A young Neil Armstrong once fantasized about flight, and decades later, he became the first human to walk on the moon. That isn't luck. It's the power of vision. From childhood aspirations to world-changing achievements, your self-image shapes your destiny. Motivational expert Dr. Dennis Waitley famously said, "Winners are those who consciously create the picture of who they want to become, and then live into it." Science agrees. Research shows that even top performers use less than 10% of their brain's capacity, while the creative potential of the human mind may be limitless. This means personal growth and success psychology aren't just about talent, they're about unlocking what already lies within you. Think of your mind as an untapped reservoir. Winners learn to channel that power by aligning mental strength, environment, and physical energy. They aren't born into perfection, they grow through persistence. Consider O.J. Simpson, once a sickly street child, yet through determination, he transformed himself into a football icon. If someone can rise from adversity to greatness, what hidden capacity could you be ignoring in yourself? Your self-image is like a mirror. When you project strength, confidence, and positivity into it, life reflects those qualities back to you. This is why winners practice daily visualization. Just as athletes train their muscles, winners train their mindset. Ask yourself, what would change if you rehearse the person you want to become every single day? Could it reshape not just your actions, but your entire future? Here's the truth, everyone can be a winner. It doesn't matter where you start, what matters is the image you hold of yourself and the habits you commit to. As Aristotle put it, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So start practicing your winning habits today, project your best self, nurture it, and watch your potential unfold. Stay with us for the next chapter, where we'll dive deeper into the habits that separate winners from the rest. Key takeaway 3. The power of purpose, how winners set goals and never drift off course. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to wander through life with no real direction, while others move with laser-like focus? Winners aren't drifters, they're like torpedoes, relentlessly homing in on their targets. The difference? Clarity of purpose and unshakable goals. Without a compass, even the strongest ship will drift. But with a clear destination, momentum becomes unstoppable. Psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, who endured the horrors of Nazi concentration camps, observed that survival often hinged on having a clear purpose, whether it was love, unfinished work, or a dream of freedom. "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how," Nietzsche once wrote, echoing Frankl's discovery. This truth shows that goal setting and personal development aren't just productivity hacks, they're matters of resilience and survival. Winners thrive because they set lifetime goals and break them down into smaller, actionable steps. The human brain, like a GPS, needs precise data to navigate. Once the destination is set, winners constantly adjust course, reading feedback from their environment and fine-tuning until they hit the mark. Isn't it fascinating how this mirrors a guided missile, off course most of the time, but always correcting until it reaches the target? The mind is so powerful that expectation itself can shape reality. Consider the eerie phenomenon of voodoo death, where individuals died simply because they believed they would. On the flip side, a clear and positive vision can strengthen the body, fuel endurance, and improve overall health. Ask yourself, what expectations are you feeding into your own life? Are they guiding you towards success, or silently sabotaging your future? Here's the lesson: clarity creates power. Winners set goals, pursue them with conviction, and never drift aimlessly. You, too, can build that torpedo-like focus by defining your purpose and aligning your daily actions with it. As Dennis Waitley reminds us, winners are people who have decided what they want and pursue it without distraction. So start today, set your vision, track your progress, and adjust with resilience. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we'll uncover the habits that turn purpose into lifelong achievement. Key takeaway 4. How positive thoughts turn fear into fuel. Have you ever stood at the edge of a big challenge, heart pounding, with self-doubt whispering in your ear? Most of us have. But here's the secret: winners face those very same fears, yet they deliberately fill their minds with positive thoughts that fuel action. Instead of letting doubt dominate, they transform their inner dialogue into a source of energy. The difference between fear-driven hesitation and bold progress lies in the mindset you choose. Viktor Frankl, survivor of Nazi concentration camps, revealed that humans must strive for a goal worthy of them, otherwise, they risk losing the will to live. Motivation, he explained, is fueled by two forces, fear and desire. And while fear paralyzes, desire pulls us forward. As he proved through his own survival, when our minds are anchored in a higher purpose, we gain the strength to push beyond unimaginable limits. Winners understand a simple truth: whatever dominates the mind shapes the outcome. That's why they focus on solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of risks. Jack Nicklaus, one of the greatest golfers of all time, never allowed negative thoughts to cloud his game. Before each swing, he focused entirely on what should go right, a mental rehearsal that left no space for failure. Isn't it striking how one thought can decide between hitting the fairway or missing the shot completely? Fear is a natural companion on the path to success, but winners reinterpret it as a challenge rather than a stop sign. French actor Maurice Chevalier once said, "If you wait for the perfect moment when all is safe and assured, it may never arrive. Mountains will not be climbed, races won, nor happiness achieved." Ask yourself, are you letting fear hold you back, or are you using positive thinking for success as your competitive edge? The message is clear: winners choose positivity over fear. They replace hesitation with desire, envision success instead of failure, and see risks as stepping stones toward achievement. You have that same power within you. Train your thoughts to focus on what can go right, and your actions will follow. As Dennis Waitley reminds us, winners see the gain, not the pain. So take your chance, think like a winner, and fearlessly move toward your goals. Stay tuned for the next chapter where we'll uncover the daily habits that make this mindset unshakable. Key Takeaway 5. Winners don't wait, they make life happen. Have you ever heard someone sigh and say, "I'll just see what happens"? That phrase reveals the quiet difference between those who drift and those who dominate their lives. Losers let life happen. Winners make life happen. The truth is, your future isn't something you stumble into, it's something you shape with intention and action. The French philosopher Voltaire once compared life to a card game. You can't control the hand you're dealt, but you can always control how you play it. This wisdom still rings true today. From the way children test boundaries with temper tantrums to the way adults decide whether to react or respond with discipline, life constantly asks, will you take control or surrender it? Science supports this philosophy. Research in biofeedback and meditation shows that with training and discipline, people can regulate brainwaves, pulse rates, even their threshold of pain. In other words, self-determination builds both physical resilience and mental strength. Isn't it incredible that your mind can literally rewire your body toward health, success, and greater performance? Think of it this way: life offers countless paths, but only you can choose which road to walk. If you give away that power, you drift into irresponsibility, losing clarity, values, and even mental balance. Winners refuse to let that happen. They take the steering wheel, declaring, "I decide." Ask yourself, are you waiting for life to choose for you, or are you ready to play your hand with strategy and conviction? The key takeaway is this: self-determination is your greatest power. Winners shape their destiny by making bold choices, building discipline, and believing in their ability to rise above circumstance. Remember, as Dennis Waitley puts it, losers let it happen, winners make it happen. So step forward today, own your path, and decide to take charge of your future. And as you do, stay tuned for the next chapter, where we'll uncover how small, consistent actions turn determination into unstoppable momentum. Key Takeaway 6. Why winners choose honesty, empathy, and adaptability. We've all met people who lie to themselves, convincing themselves they're fine when they're stuck, or pretending their excuses are valid when they're not. But here's the truth: winners don't lie to themselves. They confront reality with clarity, even when it's uncomfortable. They accept both their potential and the time, effort, and discipline required to achieve success. Isn't it refreshing to imagine a life lived with such radical honesty? Psychologists remind us that authenticity is the cornerstone of growth. As Carl Jung famously said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Winners embody this by thinking, feeling, and acting in alignment with their true goals. But their honesty isn't just inward-facing. It extends outward through empathy, the ability to step into another person's world and see through their eyes. Take, for instance, the story of a mother shopping with her 5-year-old son. To her, it was festive fun. To him, Trapped among towering adults, it was overwhelming and terrifying. Only when she knelt to his level did she realize the truth of his experience. That moment of empathy transformed her perspective forever. Isn't that what true winners do? Adapt by understanding others, not just themselves? Adaptability is the bridge between honesty and success. Winners know that life's constant changes demand flexibility. As medical researcher 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐴 emphasized, stress isn't the enemy, unmanaged stress is. The key is finding a healthy stress level that pushes you forward without breaking you. So ask yourself, are you resisting life's pressures, or learning to adapt, anticipate, and thrive in the face of them? The essence of winning lies in this formula: honesty with yourself, empathy for others, and adaptability in life's storms. These traits allow winners not only to grow but to inspire growth in those around them. As you reflect on this, challenge yourself to practice honesty today, show empathy in your next conversation, and embrace change as your ally. Remember, winners don't just survive, they adapt, evolve, and lead. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we'll uncover the power of resilience in building a lasting winner's mindset. Key Takeaway 7. The secret power of self-esteem: why winners think differently. What separates those who thrive from those who merely survive? The answer might surprise you. The number one difference between winners and losers lies in self-esteem. Think about it: when you believe in your worth, you naturally radiate confidence, attract opportunities, and inspire others. But when self-doubt takes over, fear and hesitation often follow. Isn't it astonishing that the way we see ourselves can determine the trajectory of our entire lives? History is filled with proof. From Benjamin Franklin to Thomas Edison and Helen Keller, the world's most admired achievers shared one common trait: unshakable self-confidence. They were comfortable in their uniqueness and refused to conform to others' expectations. As the philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." Winners embrace this truth, and the world embraces them in return. But here's the question: how do you build that kind of self-esteem? Winners use positive self-talk as fuel. Instead of feeding their minds with doubt, they repeat affirmations like "I can," "I'm improving," or "I look forward to this." Imagine your inner dialogue as the soundtrack of your life. Would you rather march to a song of encouragement, or sink into silence filled with criticism? Science even shows that positive words can influence our bodies, calming stress and enhancing performance. Another hallmark of winners is focusing on internal reactions, not external chaos. While others are swept away by circumstances, winners choose logic over impulse, clarity over panic. For instance, if you dislike your current job, ask yourself, is the problem the job itself, or your perception of it? Could a shift in mindset transform dissatisfaction into motivation? The truth is, self-esteem grows strongest when we stop letting the outside world dictate our inner peace. At its heart, winning is about this formula: love yourself, encourage yourself, and think logically. When you strengthen your self-esteem, you're not just shaping your present, you're unlocking your future. So begin today, speak positively to yourself, shift your perspective, and walk boldly in your uniqueness. Because the greatest victory is not over others, it's over the doubts within. Stay tuned as we explore the next chapter, where we'll uncover the habits that make winners unstoppable. Key Takeaway 8. The power of self-image: how your mind shapes your reality. What if I told you that your brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined? Neuroscientists confirm this shocking truth: our nervous system responds to detailed visualization as though it were actual experience. That means we don't act based on objective reality, we act based on our perception of reality. Think about it: how many times has a fear, assumption, or belief shaped your choices more than the facts themselves? Psychologists have proven this through countless studies. In one striking example, teachers were told certain students had greater learning potential. Although the labels were completely arbitrary, those students outperformed their peers, simply because they believed they were more capable. As Maxwell Maltz, author of Psycho-Cybernetics, observed, self-image sets the boundaries of individual accomplishment. Who you think you are matters more than who you actually are. Imagine your self-image as the GPS system of your life. If you program it with doubt, it will guide you to failure. But if you set it with vivid images of success, your subconscious will adjust your path until you arrive there. This is why visualization is not just wishful thinking, it's mental training. Just as athletes rehearse victory in their minds before stepping onto the field, you too can prime your subconscious to chase the outcomes you vividly see. So how can you improve your self-image? Feed your mind daily with powerful, positive visions of yourself winning. See yourself landing that promotion, writing that book, or stepping confidently on stage. Ask yourself, if your subconscious automatically strives to fulfill whatever goals you give it, whether positive or negative, what kind of images are you feeding it today? Are you rehearsing defeat, or rehearsing success? At the end of the day, the formula is simple: what you see is what you get. When your inner vision expands, so does your outer reality. Start imagining your victories, feel them, and let your subconscious pull you toward them like a magnet. Because once your self-image changes, everything else follows. And this is just the beginning. Next, we'll uncover how to retain these winning habits so you never fall back into old patterns. Stay tuned. Key takeaway 9. The secret to self-discipline: training your mind like an astronaut. You may have the best intentions, but without self-discipline, success slips right through your fingers. Think about it: how many people start strong with a new habit, only to fall back into old patterns? Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. Without it, even the best winning habits crumble. The real question is, how do you actually strengthen this elusive skill? Psychologists suggest one powerful tool: concentrated self-talk. By deliberately injecting empowering thoughts and emotions into your subconscious, you can reprogram the way you see yourself. A striking example comes from amputees. In the weeks following surgery, many report feeling sensations in limbs that no longer exist. Over time, through mental adjustment and disciplined self-talk, they reshape their self-image and align with their new reality. This shows just how adaptable and powerful our minds truly are. Another tool is mental simulation, rehearsing a task in your mind before ever doing it. Elite athletes use this as a secret weapon. Take Jean-Claude Killy, the legendary French skier. He mentally skied every race before he touched the snow, vividly feeling the speed, balance, and precision. When the real race came, his body simply followed the blueprint his mind had already created. Musicians hum through their pieces in their imagination, while astronauts simulate moon landings on Earth before ever leaving orbit. Neil Armstrong himself confirmed this after his historic moon landing: "It was beautiful, just like our drills." If astronauts can prepare their minds to walk on the moon, what might you prepare your mind to do here on Earth? Could you conquer a fear, strengthen a habit, or achieve a goal long before reality tests you? Mental rehearsal turns uncertainty into familiarity, and fear into confidence. Self-discipline isn't about brute force, it's about training your subconscious to believe, prepare, and execute. With tools like self-talk and mental simulation, you can design your success before it ever happens. So the next time you face a challenge, don't just wish for strength, practice it in your mind until your reality catches up. Because in the end, winners are not just disciplined in action, they're disciplined in thought. And up next, we'll dive even deeper into how to make these habits permanent. Key takeaway 10. The final secret of winners: living fully and creating more winners. At the end of the day, being a winner is not just about personal achievements, it's about how you connect with the world around you. Think about it: what good is success if it leaves you isolated, resentful, or unfulfilled? True winners understand they're not separate from others but deeply connected to family, community, and even the universe itself. That's the ultimate shift, from winning alone to winning together. A real winner becomes what we might call a total person. They don't just chase success at work while neglecting home or spirituality. Instead, they thrive in every sphere: professionally, personally, and communally. Studies on human fulfillment consistently show that love and belonging are at the very core of lasting happiness. Winners honor this truth by building strong families, valuing relationships, and transforming their homes into teams where love and respect win first. Winners also create more winners. In business, they choose collaboration over exploitation, ensuring mutual growth instead of one-sided gain. Compare this with losers, who often exploit out of fear of being exploited first. It's like planting seeds in fertile soil. Winners understand that when others grow, the harvest is greater for everyone. This mindset not only multiplies success but also builds trust that lasts far beyond any single deal or project. And perhaps most importantly, winners savor life. They don't waste time dwelling on the past, except to learn from it. They enjoy the present moment fully while keeping a vivid picture of the future they want to create. Imagine living this way: no regrets pulling you back, no fears holding you hostage, just clarity, purpose, and joy. Isn't that the kind of life worth striving for? So here's the final truth: winners not only live richer, more present lives, but they also inspire and create other winners along the way. They understand time's value, embrace life's impermanence, and build a future filled with purpose. If you want to step into that circle, start today. Cherish your loved ones, focus on growth that benefits everyone, and live every moment as if it truly matters. Because in the end, the greatest victory isn't just winning for yourself, it's helping others win too. In summary, in a world filled with distractions, fear, and self-doubt, the line between winners and losers is clearer than ever. Winners aren't just lucky, they are individuals who cultivate the right mindset, habits, and attitudes to achieve success. The psychology of winning reveals how ordinary people can transform their lives by mastering their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors to align with success. Dennis Waitley emphasizes that winning begins in the mind. By projecting a positive self-image and visualizing success, we can tap into our limitless mental potential. Just as Neil Armstrong dreamed of the stars before walking on the moon, we too can translate imagination into achievement. Winning is not determined by genetics or circumstance, it's about cultivating the right mental attitude and nurturing belief in your own capabilities. A core principle of winners is clarity of purpose. Unlike those adrift in life, winners set precise, actionable goals and continually track their progress. Viktor Frankl's observations in concentration camps highlight that having a meaningful purpose can sustain even in the harshest conditions. Purpose transforms obstacles into motivation and keeps individuals relentlessly moving toward their objectives. Winners maintain a positive mindset even when faced with fear or adversity. Fear is inevitable, but the courageous use it as a catalyst for action. From Jack Nicklaus focusing on what should go right in golf to Maurice Chevalier embracing the stage despite anxiety, winners see opportunities and challenges. Their mindset allows them to harness desire, take calculated risks, and act with confidence. Self-determination sets winners apart. Winners understand that they control their own destiny. Like Voltaire's analogy of life as a card game, winners accept their cards and play them wisely. This belief fosters discipline, mental resilience, and even physical well-being, while those who feel powerless often succumb to stress, neuroses, and stagnation. Honesty and adaptability are critical qualities. Winners recognize their strengths and weaknesses, accept reality, and adjust to changing circumstances. Empathy enhances adaptability, allowing winners to understand others' perspectives and anticipate outcomes. By managing stress effectively, they continually develop their potential and thrive in dynamic environments. High self-esteem and self-discipline form the foundation for lasting success. Positive self-talk, rational thinking, and deliberate self-image cultivation empower winners to align their behaviors with their goals. Through mental rehearsal, focused visualization, and incremental habit building, winners strengthen their discipline, overcome fears, and translate inner potential into real-world achievements. Ultimately, winners are total people. They succeed professionally, personally, and socially. They nurture relationships, inspire others to succeed, and savor every moment while maintaining foresight and purpose. The psychology of winning teaches that success is not just personal but communal. By adopting these 10 qualities, anyone can live a richer, more purposeful life. If this resonates, like, share, and subscribe to spread the message of empowerment. And if no one told you lately, remember this: you are loved, you are worthy, and you are spectacularly capable of achieving extraordinary goals.